on the internet. We all know that every podcast is obviously talking about Bongo 2 and Clay Thompson and who might have done the other one dirty. And, a lot of discourse is going on surrounding that situation. Now, isn't it weird that at the same time, there is a desperation seemingly on the internet by certain people that are aligned with the title swindler, that normally post the title swindler in a positive light? Those same people are trying to bait Nicki Minaj into responding so hard to a point where it's beginning to look pathetic, okay? I saw DJ Vlad, going on talking about Kenneth Petty and alluding that Nicki Minaj is getting a divorce and, digging up really information about Kenneth Petty. And this is all coming from nowhere. So, of course, the Bubs were like, what are the odds that right now, when Megan is getting roasted by everyone, when everyone is calling karma on her, despite her coming on the internet looking for sympathy, it seems like no one is actually giving it to her. And what are the odds that at that very moment, you guys would come out here trying to insinuate that something is wrong with Nicki Minaj and her marriage? Like, what is that obsession with you trying to make sure that every time another female rapper is going through it, you try and turn it around and make it about Nicki Minaj? And it appears even Desiree's daughter had some words to say about this, because this is what Demore had to say, Demore Hadley. Um, she said, sometimes you have to laugh at the outrageous publicity stunts on social media. As soon as something unfavorable comes out, they are quick to smear someone else to distract us. Get out of here. And then she put laughing emojis, insinuating that, obviously that team, that she doesn't see eye to eye with the record label of The Stone, despite her mom working with, that same record label. And I do believe that with everything that she has gone through, she is the one person who understands their tactics and how dirty they move. And so when you see her saying something like that, she has probably experienced them in that capacity. And it's rather pathetic at this point, okay? Now, DJ Vlad is not the only person who's out there clearly trying to, have a conversation about Nicki Minaj in some form of way. Because TMZ all of a sudden is coming through posting about Nicki Minaj, and the way they are framing the headlines, you can tell that this is being meant, to get a reaction. Because tell me why today, of all days, they decided to reach out to that person who's suing Nicki Minaj, and that lawsuit is from 2024. And out of all the days of the entire month, it is today that they just decided to reach out to this person. And this person is complaining about Nicki Minaj's legal team. And, it's weird. The timing is very interesting and weird, honestly. It all appears to be a bait for Nicki Minaj to respond. That way, they know that the conversation will be centered on Nicki Minaj and everything else would kind of be in the shadow. Now, I do understand the school of thought that, well, they are trying to protect Bongo too, but I personally would like to bring in another perspective. And let me know if you guys, I'm just turning into this massive conspiracy theorist or not. Now, personally, I do feel like they're not deflecting from Bongo too. In fact, I feel like there's probably something else happening behind the scenes that they are trying to divert attention from. What I actually do believe is that the moment that Bongo 2 decided to post that on Instagram, obviously they knew it was going to cause quite some commotion and people were going to pay attention to that relationship drama. And that in itself, I believe that's the actual distraction. Something has to be happening. Not only that, the wife also decided to grace the internet with quite some, breathtaking pictures on Instagram yesterday. And the timing itself, again, is questionable. That coupled with Bongo 2's public announcement, yeah, something certainly is happening behind the scenes. Now, that being said, the manner in which Bongo 2 decided to post that breakup in a situation, detailing everything, even reaching out to TMZ, that was very dramatic and that giving very much calculated. She knew the amount of chaos that would come with her spilling out all the details, and that's why I do believe that from the word go, from the onset, that itself was a PR stunt meant to deflect us from something bigger probably happening behind the scenes. But let me know in the comment section what you think about that other perspective. Now, one thing about it is it seems like Nicki Minaj has peeped how these people move because she is absolutely paying DJ Vlad dust. And she's acting like she's not even seeing what DJ Vlad is talking about because she actually came online, she interacted with a couple of her fans. And I feel like that's a way of letting her fans know that this is no big deal. Don't pay attention to this. Don't address that. We are not addressing that today. I do know that in the future, she might get her lick back, but she has decided to retaliate on her own terms, which is something that I appreciate. Don't always be predictable. And I love that for her. I know she'll probably get on DJ Vlad's neck at some point, and I also know that she'll probably prove them wrong at some point. But she's like, I'm not going to do it on your time, okay? You're not going to use me as a distraction. I see what you're doing, but you're not getting anything from me. And I know that's gonna make DJ Vlad even more mad. The fact that she will come on Twitter, do her stuff, log off, because I know that his bosses are probably waiting somewhere. Okay, did it work? What's working? Do something. And the lady is not budging. Handle your own PR nightmares without trying to use other people, okay? So essentially, I'm proud of Nicki Minaj for that. But anyway, that being said, speaking about Bongo 2 and her drama, it appears this girl, Asian doll, is always going to be out there swinging for Bongo 2 because she was out there defending Bongo 2's character, saying that she's such a good person. And I'm like, yeah, until she lays down with your man. And this is why I'm low key happy for Cousin Sloth if their fallout is real, even if it's not an actual fallout, but if there is some form of distance between the two of them, I'm happy for her because that's certainly not the kind of friend you would want to keep around when you are in a stable and steady relationship. Because no, you're not going to be out there pretending to be drunk and messing with my man. I mean, even if she doesn't, I mean, I can only imagine the anxiety that comes with having a friend who's like that. Because if she could do that to Kelsey, who allegedly in college used to do her solids, now imagine what she would do to Cousin Sloth, who is there still learning how to shake her behind. Okay? She's still learning how to be to shake her behind and do her little thing. Even her girls, she recently got them. Now imagine what Bongo 2 would do to her. It would crush her. It would crush everything about her. Because Cousin Sloth is no HO. So this would be a very new world to her. So I'm truly happy because, all this is happening and they're not as close. Because right now we do know that chances are she's going to turn and have a lot of conversations with Say Davis. Okay? And then when she blames everything on the likes of Say Davises and the Johns and and the Johnnies and all of these things. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. And you certainly wouldn't want to hear, oh, B, I don't know, I was just wrong, I don't know, I laid down, it might have been in grams, I didn't see. Still speaking about the same issue, it seems like the Hotties have started a campaign, and this one I just have to read it because if I say it myself, you guys will think I'm making this up. But no, these are actual adults who are saying this. So this is a lady named Alexis Harris. And gorgeous lady, if that's her on this picture, she looks absolutely beautiful. And she said, attention, all hot girls. We will all be cheating on our men tonight for Megan. Even when you lead a man to water, he still won't drink. Cheat first. Okay, now this is the dumbest thing I've ever read on the internet. Okay, since 2026 started. This is literally the craziest thing I've ever read. Like, at this point, I don't know. Like, is there anything that hotters do that does not have anything to do with liquor or men? Or is that just a fan base full of drunkards and I don't know. Like, is there anything that these guys think about or do except shaking their behind and chugging Say Davis? Oh my god, I don't know why I'm hell bent on Say Davis today. But is there anything else they do at this point? Because what do you mean you guys are cheating on your man and you're doing it for Meg? Did you sleep with your friend's best friends and you did it for her as well? Or you pick and choose when you do something for her in solidarity? What the hell is this? Okay? But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Let me leave you with Ibro struggling to hold this woman to any form of level of accountability of some sort. And Peter Rosenberg, you can tell that these days is getting a little bit embarrassed by how they are moving because it's very much giving double standards when it's someone they like. I will insert a clip of what these guys had to say. It's pathetic at this point. Ibro is trying to make excuses. Rosenberg is like, okay, why couldn't she keep it off the internet? Did she have to blast Megan? And you can tell that in as much as they would have wanted to blast Clay, they just cannot. You can even, hear them referring to his net worth, and they understand that, what, his own PR is not going to be here for it, okay? That if they continue trying to ruin him, he's not independent like Tory, okay? He's got a big PR team behind him. His net worth is up there, and he's not going to be the one, nor the two to be played with easily the way they did Tory Lane. So you can kind of tell that they're trying to tread carefully because I don't think that any executives actually behind these sportsmen would allow a person like Megan to actually destroy their investments reputation. I don't think that it would be an easy fight as that of Tory, okay? Because for Tory, he had refused to work with them, and so they have that type of control when it comes to entertainment in general. But if you know anything about sports executives, they don't play about their bag, and they would not sit back and watch them destroy this man's image, okay? There's a reason why a lot of his drama is not even on the streets like that. So you can tell that these people really do judge, and they measure who to play with and who not to play with, which is quite pathetic for actual journalists, okay? This is something that we the people with no journalism background are supposed to be doing. But when you entire whole journalists start doing, corny stuff like this, we're like, what are we supposed to learn from you guys? But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think about all of the stuff that we've discussed. This video was a little bit haphazard, you guys, because I've taken my melatonin. I'm trying to sleep. The migraines are coming back. My sleep pattern is a little bit distorted. So I'm trying to, get some rest. I'm trying to sleep. So that's why probably I might have been sounding a little bit haphazard. I will have to beg my niece to edit this for me. But anyway, until my next one, see you.
I would also like to add, okay, a professional athlete that has been making a gazillion dollars for however long Klay Thompson's been in the league. How long has he been in the league?
I'm going to give you his career earnings real quick because they're a lot. But 12 years, something like that.
And we've never known any of Klay Thompson's
nothing
personal interests. 14 years in the NBA. How many rings?
He's over $300 million.
He's made over $300 million in the league. How many rings?
4? I
think 4, yeah. 3 or 4 rings.
He's done
and you've never known about him dating anybody.
I think only Kendall.
He was with Kendall.
I think so, yeah.
All right, I'll go with it. Rasan said it. Whatever.
That sounds pretty good.
It doesn't change my point. My point is you've all assumed a man who makes $300 million and has 4 championship rings and run around with Steph ain't out here bagging joints.
Facts. What a terrible.
That y'all made that
yeah.
out of I don't know why.
Because Meg is a big deal and you go, oh, wow, you're with Meg. This looks cool.
You know what a bigger deal is? $300 million, 4 NBA rings, and playing on national television.
On the Warriors, by the way.
Warriors and getting chips. Big deal. But I say all that to say that I believe this is more indicative of an athlete who's been at the top of his game for a long time. And
apparently he's still at the top of his game.
Stop. But not really, though. Because I believe that he wanted and tried to be somebody that he wasn't.
Yep.
Meg was over there with the family. She even wrote in her I was going to call it manifesto, in her IG post.
No, not a manifesto.
No, I just had manifesto on the mind.
Yeah.
In her IG post about, I went to the family and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I don't believe Klay would have introduced you to his family if he wasn't serious. But once again, I don't know Klay. Maybe that's a part of the jokes. I don't know. But I would assume that someone over there with the family and the way y'all was trying to make family moments and Thanksgivings and holidays, that he was probably trying. The problem is he's used to being a different person. And I think that a lot of people got to learn. When men who are used to being outside, women who are used to being outside, running around, getting money, hustling, and the life is changing. In an athlete's context, he had a terrible season last year, didn't he? This is like the beginning of the end.
Well, it's the beginning of the end. Yeah, I don't know if it's been terrible.
But okay, let's not call it terrible. But anyway, the beginning of an end for an athlete or someone who's used to performing at a certain level.
Very hard.
Causes someone's ego to spiral.
Yeah.
And I'm not making excuses. He's a cheater, according to Megan. He screwed up. I think if he would have been more aware and honest of where he is in his life, he might have been able to handle this a little differently.
Can I just say, though, back to the algorithm hustling?
Yeah.
Why did Meg need to put this up in an IG story?
Because she probably wanted to get ahead of it. Because she's a
people can't just break up. You can't just break up.
No, people would have made a story. It would have turned into something. She was probably trying to get ahead of it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's like.
And by the way, I don't know. She was doing most of the posting in the relationship anyway. He was in her social media. She was doing that. She was coming off of all of the noise that she had and trauma she had to deal with, and felt like she found a good dude and was very happy to celebrate being in what seemed to be a healthy relationship, or maybe they both intended it to be, and it didn't turn out that way. But by the way, Megan's hot and fly. Klay is sought after in his own regard, I'm sure. People go through this type of thing all the time. This isn't abnormal. People are acting like this is abnormal.
No, the only abnormal thing to me is that you, like, literally, an IG story where you detail why you and your partner broke up to me is odd, but that's...
Not really, bro. Nobody's do this.
The details.
Nobody's do this. People we don't...
That's
regular
weird.
people.
Y'all are weird.
No, but that's the...
I went through an entire whole divorce. I didn't say
you.
a word.
That's you.
But be normal. Keep your ish together.
But that's not necessary. Listen.
Nah, it's not normal, bro.
Listen.
It's not normal.
Listen. You're not listening.
Your mood swings during your season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. These are quotes you share with your girlfriends. Like, why do people? I'm not mad at Meg. Why as a culture do we think this is normal?
Because you was in the AOL chats. It all started with you and you guys on MySpace and Facebook sharing all your business. You was a part of that generation. You contributed to this, and now it's here.
I don't understand what you just said, but I don't get why.
No, but people do this all the time.